things in here. So I had this glass jar. It was reusable, and there was a ton of adhesive on here. It was just kind of, it was super sticky. And I was thinking to myself, like, frick, even though I cleaned it, I cannot deal with the stickiness. Now, I know for some people, they will say, oh, Erica, just buy some Goo Gone. However, for me, I don't really want to store another bottle of stuff. I feel like I go through adhesive so rarely that, maybe once or twice a year, it's really not worth it me buying a bottle of Goo Gone. So I did some research today and I found this out and it really does work. You can see how nice and clean this jar is. If it's not perfect, don't worry. You can just do a nice little thin layer. So what you do for this is you get some oil, and I don't have olive oil here, so I ended up using coconut oil. Look at this, organic coconut oil. You could do vegetable oil. You could do the rancid oil, whatever oil it is, okay? Oil that you've been wanting, cooking oil you want to throw out or stuff. I mean, not dirty oil, okay? If it's like rancid and you're going to throw it out anyway, save that stuff because this would be for your DIY Goo Gone. So get this, and then you also want to get baking powder. So this is stuff that I bought years ago. Look at this, 13.5 pounds. I really feel like this will last me another couple of years. I bought this, I think, for $5, $5 or $6 off of Costco. Costco. So this was from Sam's Club. This is from Costco. And all you have to do is just do about a 50-50 mixture of this stuff. I would recommend, if you are cleaning it, because this is going to be oily, please make sure you put this inside of the sink. If it spills inside of the sink and you got some extra, you can always just grab your brush, right? Your kitchen brush or your toothbrush, your old toothbrush, and just do that. So what you do is you get your mixture, right? And then you put it over here, scrub for about 2 minutes, wait about 10-15 minutes, come back, scrub a little bit, and then rinse it off with some, I like to use Dawn dishwashing detergent. I hate Palmolive. I don't like any of the Joys. And like for me, if you buy Blue Dawn dish soap, that is the best. That is the holy grail stuff. There is other smells as well, like pineapple and apple, but I'm just a big fan of the OG Dawn dish soap. I would recommend buying the big size from Costco or Sam's Club. If you see it on sale, that stuff will last you for a number of years. So, right, just do this. Put it on your jar using an old toothbrush or kitchen brush. Wait 10-15 minutes. Get a little bit of Dawn dish soap. That's my jam. And then try and, scrub it off. Now, if you have any problems, right, you'll find that about 80% of it's going to be gone. 85% of it's going to be gone. And if it's still staying on there, remember all the excess that might be spilling into your sink, the coconut oil or the baking soda. Again, you don't have to use coconut oil. Just grab the excess from the bottom of your sink, because remember, I'm saying to do this inside of the sink, and then scrub it on. That way you don't have to waste more coconut oil or rancid oil or whatever oil. Make sure it's like a vegetable oil, okay? Don't be using like gasoline and that kind of stuff, because I know sometimes people might get stuff lost in translation. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And that's my little frugal tip for today that I found out. It is a life lesson that I'll be using probably for the rest of my life. And I know monetarily wise, there will always be a person who says, just buy some Goo Gone. But there are people who don't buy Goo Gone because they don't want to have extra chemicals, or they just want to use stuff that they already have in the house. And yeah, and if you live with some cheap Chinese person like I do, if you tell them you're hack and they're like, wait, you use coconut oil? Coconut oil's expensive. Just be prepared to roll your eyes, because yeah, there are some cheap Chinese people out there who are even cheaper than I am, but they're like, I'm just kidding, Eric. And I was like, okay. Not kidding, but not really kidding. That's a little thing that I want to share with you guys. So you probably wondering, like, okay, so why do you have, what is inside of the jar? I like buying tea in bulk. So I have this Davidson's organic gunpowder green. I bought this off Amazon, I'd say a couple of years ago. I'm that kind of person. I don't know about you guys, but I just keep my teas forever. I don't mind buying a big size. I know there might be some tea connoisseurs who say, oh, Erica, you're supposed to use them by the best by date. Look, the tea's dried. The tea's definitely dead. I might have a little loss of flavor, but I haven't noticed it. So I rather buy tea in bulk. And yeah, I feel like I go through this in about a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. and I don't have to worry about anything. So all I do is I put some tea in here. I don't measure it out. I use, I think, 4 spoonfuls of tea. Use as much of the litter you want. If you live with a cheap Chinese person or frugal Chinese person, they might shake their head and be like, why are you using so much tea? And then you have to tell them, oh, it's, you know, I spent like 25 cents, or less than 25 cents on the tea. Like, give me a break. But let me show you, all right? So all you do, you just go to the sink, fill it with water. You can leave it like this. Alternatively, if you do want to like kind of move it around, for lack of a better word, you can get like a chopstick or a spoon and just kind of stir it up a little. See that? See how time consuming this was? And then leave this in the fridge for a couple hours. I like putting a lid on here. And that's what I do. I do have a strainer that I put this inside of. Like I'll get a, let me show you guys what I do specifically. So afterwards, I'll get this bowl, which is a Pyrex bowl. Hold on. And then I'll get my strainer. So I will, let's say after this is like brewed, right? A couple hours or overnight. I will just pour this into a cup. Or like a, let me, oh my goodness, where is it? Okay, so this is what I do. I get my tea. I have this like large generic Yeti thing, okay? I get my little sieve. And then I put this over here. I pour the tea through here, so all the tea leaves go over here, and then I just dump it out. And that's what I do. Look, I have a tea leaf over there. When you have all these tea leaves, they kind of float around sometimes. But that's my little simplistic thing, and then I just drink this for the rest of the day, kind of thing. I like it. It's zero waste. It's simple. Some people might be like, oh, well, why do you just put it in the bowl, Erica? I put it in the bowl because I usually compost it, or I usually garden with it, mix it into the soil. And that is it. So, you know, you don't have to buy anything extra. I think a lot of people, you already have a strainer at home. Make sure it's kind of, you know, fine, but not too fine. And yeah, just reuse a glass jar. And yeah, this kind of stuff, it will, this, you know, this glass jar I've taken care of will definitely outlive me. I don't know about the cap though, but it's a good way to reuse things, and it's a good way to be frugal, especially during this aging time. I've shared with you guys, right, how I think it's important to save money, and I hope that my little tip helps you guys out. And if you are, let's say, craving some cold iced tea, don't just go to the cafe. I know some people, they like going to those cafes because of ambiance, but other people, they just do it because of convenience. And then they say, oh, I want to drink some cold tea, but I'm too lazy to make it yourself. Look, if you can just put some tea leaves in a jar and then just strain it out, you save a lot of money. And I'll put a link to this green tea, because I do quite like it. It's called a gunpowder green tea. And yeah, it definitely paid for itself, because I've made so many cups of green tea. If I went to a cafe or something, just having one of these would probably cost me a couple of dollars, right? So I feel like, yeah, sometimes you go to like Starbucks, and then these teas are, how much are they? They're like $4. More if it's organic. So yeah, probably like $4. And I've had one of these like every single day. And if this thing, I think this was like under $15, right? If this thing has lasted me a couple of years, you can always imagine how big that cost savings is. So I think that if you are going to be making things at home, you can definitely splurge on having higher quality tea than buying the cheap stuff. I have a lot of tea in over here, and yeah. Some people ask me, they say, why do you have so much tea? And I said, well, I always drink tea. Tea is my preferred drink over sodas, and having like a pound of tea is a lot more portable than having like a 6-pack of soda or a 12-pack of soda, weight-wise, right? And this kind of stuff, in my opinion, lasts forever. There is a brewing instructions, but I just disregard this stuff. I'm just like, just pour it into a jar. refrigerate it. Okay, and you guys take care. I hope my tips help you guys out, and I hope you guys are continuing to save money and be frugal. And yeah, see ya.